Trail Kreitzer with goHUNT.com. I'm here today with my 2018 Wyoming elk gear. I got it all laid out over the table. I want to take a chance to run through all my equipment for you. If you got any questions, please feel free to ask in the section below. Be happy to get back to you if you have any questions about specific equipment. Getting ready to go here in a week. Brady and I from the office are going to be meeting the Born and Raised guys up there in Wyoming for the Land of the Free 2.0 project. We're super excited about it. I've hunted the area before, so I have a little bit of intel. Hopefully we'll get up there and be right in the thick of a bunch of rutting bulls. But basically we're going up loaded for 10 days, backpack style hunt, bivy style, similar to the hunt that Lorenzo and I just did last year in New Mexico. All right, so we're just gonna jump right in. First and foremost, talk about my packed clothing. This right here, extremely lofty pair of down pants. This is the Western Mountaineering flight pant. I get asked questions about these quite a bit, just insulated pants in general. Do you need them? I'm not a huge fan of like long johns. I don't like hiking them, I get too hot. This is my answer to those, which is an insulated down pant. 12.5 ounces for those, which is really gonna warm me up when I need it. Those are great for sitting on a wallow or sitting in glassing or sitting around at camp at night. Last year when I hunted Wyoming, we got down into single digit temperatures. We got six inches of snow. I ended up sleeping in my down pants, which made a world of difference. So yeah, Western Mountaineering flight down pants, super excited about those. Insulation layer for a jacket this year, I'm going to be running a Outdoor Research Transcendent hoodie. It's a hooded down jacket. It's only a 650 fill rather than like an 800 fill. Pretty good price point. 14 ounces for that jacket. Paired with my other mid layers is gonna keep me warm and do everything I need it to. This is gonna be my outer layer with a rain shell over the top of it should I need it. And I'll jump into that real quick. This year for a rain shell, I'm gonna be running the SITKA Vapor SD jacket. This jacket is a single layer Gore-Tex, extremely lightweight, 6 ounces. Just a pleasure to throw in your backpack and keep you dry. Hard shell pants over the top of my pants, my rain pants. These are going to be the SITKA DEWPOINT pants. 11 ounces for those. Just an easy slip-on pair of pants. They zip up the sides, easy on and off, gonna keep you dry. Gore-Tex, great pair of pants. I've used those for a number of years with good luck and really liked them. I don't pack a lot of extra clothing. So like I don't pack any extra socks. I don't pack any extra pants. I don't pack extra shirts. The only extra equipment that I pack as far as clothes go in my backpack are either to keep me dry or keep me warm. The only additional layers that I will pack is a beanie. So that's just the SITKA beanie. It's just a fleecy inside. I wear that at night. I wear it during the day quite a bit too. A pair of Traverse SITKA gloves, which is just a nice lightweight pair of soft shell gloves. Keep your hands warm when you need it. And then a mid layer that I do pack is the SITKA Heavyweight Core hoodie. Just a nice fleecy layer with a built-in hood. It's gonna keep you warm. I wear it quite a bit as temperatures start to drop. Had really good luck with that and really like that piece. Okay, I wanna jump over and talk about the clothes I'm actually gonna wear while I'm out there. First and foremost, I'll talk about my footwear. These are the boots that I'll be running. I've been wearing these, not this exact pair, but the same type. The last couple of years, which is the SPORTIVA TRANGO Cube GTX. It's a nice lightweight synthetic boot, good tread. It's got a good stiff shank. Had good luck with those. This year I actually have been running all summer long and also just like mule deer hunting here in Utah, this pair of trail runners, and I'm kind of intrigued by these. I've got a really bad right ankle. I was told by, I think Brady probably in the office was telling me he thinks that some of my ankle issues are due to wearing a boot that's too stiff. So as soon as it starts to go, it just rolls rather than having a bit of give. And I have been running these. This is a SPORTIVA URAGANO GTX trail runner shoe. It's got the built-in gaiter here, which is handy. Keeps debris out of your shoe. Man, I'm telling you, I've really been liking these. They're super lightweight. I don't feel like I'm losing anything in traction. I don't know that they're gonna wear nearly as well as those, but these are definitely gonna go in the truck. Who knows, I may end up wearing them. It's Gore-Tex, they're waterproof, super lightweight. If you're looking for a trail runner to maybe potentially go hunting in, give those a look. Okay, next I'm gonna jump into the actual clothes that I'll be wearing every day. Starting with underwear, this is the SITKA Silk Weight boxers. Just a nice, quick, breathable pair of underwear. Had great luck with those. Of course, my lucky goHUNT SOFTIE hat. Seen some miles, seen some wear and tear, but I'm gonna take that with me. I think it's gonna bring me some good luck. Socks. This is the Darn Tough 2012 full cushion sock. Had really good luck with these. Been wearing those for a couple years. You know, the ones that I was wearing last year, I believe, which is the 2016, they quit making those. The 2012 has been kind of my favorite replacement for those. So I've been wearing those and had really good luck with them. You know, no blisters, no hot spots, had great luck. Like I said, I don't pack any extra socks. I'll pack one pair. I mean, I'll wear one pair and that's all I'll use the entire hunt. You know, maybe bring an extra pair in the truck just in case we split that up into 2 different hunts. But for the most part, just plan on wearing that one pair of socks. For pants, this year I'm wearing the brand new SITKA Apex pant. I haven't even washed these. I actually was lucky enough to kill a spike elk here in Utah this last weekend. I need to throw those in the laundry, but yeah, this is just a phenomenal pair of pants. I've loved them. Breathe really well. I feel like this is the perfect weight for a pair of pants for September high activity elk hunt. Breathe really well, but they still carry enough weight that they're gonna wear well. Not gonna be too hot or not too cold. So just a killer pair of pants there. For shirts, I'm wearing as a base layer, this is the brand new SITKA MERINO half zip. So this is the light half zip. You know, my understanding is that it's a synthetic core fiber with a merino wound fiber over it. I've had really good luck with this thing, man. It's not itchy like traditional merino wool. Doesn't stink over time. Really comfortable to wear, super lightweight. I weighed all my equipment. I think that one's right about 5 ounces. Just a really lightweight, nice base piece that breathes really well. Over that, I'll be wearing the SITKA Core Light hoodie. Just a nice lightweight synthetic hoodie. It's got a built-in face mask, which I really like. You know, if you end up sitting in a wallow or you have some time to throw that up and over your face, that comes in really handy. I've been using it for a bunch of years and I've always been a big fan of that SITKA Core Light hoodie. So that's the clothes I'll be wearing. We'll wear the belt, the SITKA belt, just a normal webbing belt, climbing style belt. And I think that's it for clothes worn. The next thing I'm going to do is jump over and talk about my optics. In years past, depending on the type of hunt I've been going on and the type of terrain, if it's really thick and there's not a lot of glassing opportunities, I haven't always packed a spotting scope or tripod if I'm hunting elk. Mostly I try to be really active and move if those elk are talking, so I haven't had to worry so much about that in the past. This year I know for a fact that the terrain I'm going to be hunting is open enough. I'll have some glassing opportunities, and you know, big fan of glassing. You know, you grow up hunting mule deer in Utah. Glassing is kind of your bread and butter. So this year I will be packing a tripod and a spotting scope and a pair of binoculars around my neck, and then also a binocular tripod adapter, which I'll touch on. Tripod, this is the Siriu 1204 XL tripod. I run that with a Vanguard PH21. It's just a simple tilt pan head. You got one control that controls both the tilt and the pan. Just a simple setup for glassing. Very lightweight. Spotting scope, this is a Swarovski ATM. This is the older, it's not the ATX, it's the ATM. 65 millimeter objective lens with the 20x60 eyepiece. Just a nice spotting scope for the hunt I'm doing right now. In fact, this spotting scope does 99% of everything that I want it to. I get enough magnification, enough light gathering that I can do everything that I want it to. Binocular tripod adapter. This is the LEICA STABILITE base plate. Just basically pops on top of your tripod with a base plate adapter. You have a simple rubber band that goes up and over your binoculars. I like that. It works really easy. You know, sometimes if I'm hunting mule deer and I want to carry my 15 by 56s, this is handy because I can go back and forth between different sets of binoculars really quickly and easily. Optics, binocular harness around my neck. This is the Outdoor Vision Ridgeline BINO harness with the Sightline rangefind adapter pouch on the side of it. Had really good luck with this. You know, this BINO harness has a built-in rain fly, which is a nice little feature. It's got a couple of windicator pockets here on either side. I always have a couple of those. It looks like I need to add one. Binoculars, I'm carrying a pair of 10 by 42 LEICA Noctivid binoculars. Had really good luck with those. Just picked those up this last year. They're very bright, very clear. You know, love that set of glass. Also carry my permit usually here in the front pocket of my Outdoor Vision BINO harness. So for the rangefinder, I'm using a LEICA RANGEMASTER 1000R. That's since been updated. They make the 1600. We sell that in the gear shop. I think they're about $549, $550, but great little rangefinder. It's got the red reticle, which, you know, the red readout on the inside, which is nice and low light. Always felt like I got good true ranges from that, so I've had good luck with it. One little tip I will throw in there. Before you guys head out into the field for the first time this year, if you're going on a backpack hunt, even if you're not, the first time you're headed out into the field, change your batteries in your rangefinder. There's nothing worse than, you know, getting to the trailhead or getting, you know, miles deep on a bull of a lifetime. You go to give them a range and, you know, you haven't changed your battery in a couple of years and you don't have a range because your battery's dead. So change those batteries. Change them in all your electronics. Next thing, we're going to jump over and talk about my sleep system. Something new for me this year. I've never carried a pillow before. I've always just used my insulating layers and a stuff sack. This year I just decided what the heck, so I picked up one of these little Sea to Summit AEROS ultralight regular pillows, weighed on my scale with the carrying sack. That's 1.7 ounces, so it weighs next to nothing. I've been using that this summer in my scouting efforts and also hunting deer here early, and man, that's like my favorite simple pleasure that I've added to my pack. Like, I can't say enough good things about that little pillow. So if you haven't been using one, pick up a pillow. I'll be packing a tarp. I always pack a tarp with me. Most nights I don't use a tarp. If it looks like there's gonna be some inclement weather coming in, I will throw this tarp up. This is a Rab Sil Tarp 2, 13 ounces, really nice lightweight tarp. I can fit me and my backpack, you know, all my equipment under this tarp, or even me and another individual if we want to put our packs under, you know, a pack fly outside the tent. So it pitches really easy with a trekking pole, and I'll touch on that here in a second, but with a trekking pole and then some tent stakes, I pack 8 of these Mountain Safety Research, so these little MSR needle stakes. Those are super lightweight, weigh hardly nothing. And yeah, it makes a nice little shelter pitched. For a bivy this year, I'm using a new bivy. I'm not gonna pull that out because I'm not allowed to as of yet, but brand new bivy from Outdoor Research, which I'm super excited about. I'm a geek when it comes to bivy, so new material, new design, really stoked about this new bivy from Outdoor Research. For a sleeping bag, I'll be using a Enlightened Equipment Enigma 10 degree. This is the 900 fill down quilt. Had good luck with it last year. It's 22 ounces total weight. I feel like a quilt sleeps a little bit cold, which is why it's handy to have some insulation layers if you need to up your temperature rating in your sleeping bag at night. Overall, had good luck with this quilt though. I love the weight of it. Does really good inside a bivy. A new item this year that I'm using that I haven't used in years past, it's a brand new item for us, is this big Agnes insulated Axle Air sleeping pad. Nice and lightweight and at 12 ounces, which is, you know, quite a bit less than some of the other traditional options that I've used in the past. Sleeps really comfortably. I mean, it's over 3 inches thick. It's like having a regular air mattress. So really comfortable inside of a bivy sack. Been using it all summer and really liked it. Let's see, we're gonna switch over and kind of talk about gear now that I pack in my pack. And then finally I'll conclude with touching on my bow. This always goes with me. This is a Mystery Ranch pack fly. It's the large pack fly. I use it every night to go over my backpack, just in case I get into some rain in the middle of the night. Also nice to have in your pack on a midday storm if it pops up, to just throw up and keep everything dry inside your pack. This is a THERM-A-REST Z-seat, brand new item for us in the gear shop. The ones we have aren't quite as bright. We have the coyote colored ones. This was a sample that I ended up getting, but really comfortable little seat just for sitting midday and glassing. It's also really handy for like kneeling on and working on an animal, or at night if you want to step outside your bivvy to use the bathroom. It's great, so you don't have to put your boots back on. You can just stand on that. Always carry that, weighs next to nothing. This is a new item that I'm trying this year. This is the Power Traveler Falcon 7 solar panel. And you can see it simply folds out. It's a nice little solar panel. You have your USB connection point right here. Been using it this summer with really good results. It's quite a bit less in weight, overall weight, than some of the other options out there, maybe like a Nomad 7 Plus. I think you're into this right about 8.2 ounces with the cord, which is, you know, pretty light and a great option to keep your either your phone or your inReach or even your camera charged. This right here is DeLorme inReach. This is an old model. I've had this for a number of years, still using it, haven't updated as of yet. I think probably in the very near future, an inReach Mini is going to be you know, added to my cart and added to my gear list, just because they're so lightweight. It's just simply a satellite messenger, so this gives me the ability to keep in touch with home. I can talk, text back and forth with my wife and my kids, and keep up to date with everything at home. Also with the SOS function, should something go really wrong, you can hit that and it'll send you GPS coordinates to search and rescue. So cool little piece to have in your backpack. GPS, so this is a Garmin eTrex 20X. Very simple, lightweight option, no frills. It does have color topo. I do have a OnX chip in this unit, just a micro chip that's going to give me you know, the hunting units and some other information about the units that we're hunting there in Wyoming. Just no frills, but it gives me the option to, you know, record waypoints, wallows, anything's, you know, tracks, points of interest. Always carry that with me. Next things I'll touch on are headlamps. I carry a couple of headlamps. This is my primary headlamp, which is a black diamond spot. Nice and bright, 300 lumens, relatively lightweight. That's my primary headlamp that I use all the time. It's got good battery life. Backup headlamp that I always carry. I used to carry like a little mini flashlight. This year I actually updated to this new Petzl bendy. This thing is awesome. 200 lumens, weighs next to nothing. It is so lightweight. You know, no frills. You can strap that onto a tree. Works great as a headlamp, and it's really bright. This is a little pack saw that I pack. It's the Gerber Myth. Had really good luck with it. If you're gonna end up cutting out skull plates or something like that, it's nice to have a tool to do so. Had good luck with it. I do carry a multi-tool. This is the Leatherman Signal. It's got a couple of features in it that I really like. One of them is a little tent peg pounder here on the bottom, which comes in handy. The other one does have a knife sharpener. It also has a rod that you can use to create some sparks if you need to start a fire. It's got an emergency whistle. It's got the pliers, a saw blade, and then of course a knife blade. So a lightweight option, but it's always good to have a multi-tool in your arsenal just in case you need it. I carry a couple of knives with me. The first one that I use probably the most is this little Taito 1.1 knife. It's a replaceable blade knife. Uses the number 60, you know, like the Piranha blades, replaceable blades. I just picked these up yesterday. I carry, I think, 6 of them in my pack at a time. I'll keep another bundle of them in my truck just in case I need them, but those are handy. They're replaceable. You just pop them on. You always have a sharp blade, easy on and off. The great thing about this knife that I really like, one, is that it's extremely lightweight. 2, it's easy to clean. You don't have any nooks and crannies like a traditional folding blade knife to get gunk and blood up in. So been really impressed with that, especially if you're caping, man. If you kill a bull that you're gonna end up mounting, these are phenomenal for going up the back of the hide, especially on an elk where it's really thick. The second knife that I carry is this little EC Azula knife, just a little fixed blade knife. Not a whole lot to it, but it is nice to have a fixed blade just in case, you know, you run into some issues with some of your other knives. But this has been a really good little knife for me. It retains an edge really well. I carry cord, so this is 50 foot of a cord made by a company called Z-Packs. This is the Z-Line slick cord, 2mm. Tensile strength on that is, they claim, is 675 pounds. I've never tested it to that level. But you know, if you need to guy out a line on your bivy or your tarp, or if you need to hang quarters, this cord is awesome. Doesn't bind or pinch or fray like traditional parachute cord. It is a little bit pricey. You can buy it directly from those guys online, but that's a great cord to have. I carry about 3 feet of number 23 BCY Spectra D-loop cord. Comes in handy in case you bust a D-loop or if you have any issues with your drop away release. You know, mine's limb driven, so I always keep a hunk of cord in case I have an issue there. I always keep a Sharpie with me. I don't have it right now, but typically I will wrap that Sharpie with some hunks of duct tape and also Leuco tape. Both of those are great for repair if you have any issues with gear or equipment, but it's also good for hot spots and blisters to cover up. I always carry some extra batteries, so I always carry one set of spare batteries. So this is an Energizer lithium battery. These are super lightweight, AAAs for my headlamp, and then some AA's for my GPS. I always have backups for those. For my fire starter kit, I always carry, 15 or 20 waterproof, weatherproof matches. Those can be used to strike, and burn, start a fire anywhere. They're weatherproof. They come with a little striker piece. I always carry that in my possibles pouch. I typically carry 1 or 2 standard Bic lighters, which is handy for getting a fire going. These little wet fire cubes are handy. They're basically little paraffin wax cubes that will burn. They'll even burn on water. So had really good luck getting a fire started with those. I'll typically carry 10 to 15 of those in my backpack just in case I get in a pinch and really need to start a fire. My cook kit, I'll jump over and talk a little bit about it. Pretty lightweight, pretty simple. Nothing's changed for me this year as far as my cook kit goes. This is an Evernew titanium pasta pot. Just a simple 1 liter pot. And I could use that to boil water on the stove, which is a Soto Windmaster stove with the 4-flex adapter that just pops on and uses to screw on top of a fuel canister. For a 10-day hunt, I'll typically just pack the 1 3.9 ounce MSR canister of fuel. It's that ISOPRO fuel. I've had really good luck with it. I'm not a coffee drinker in the morning. I'll typically only boil 1 pot of water every day. And this will get me through a 10-day hunt. So I just typically pack 1. If you were boiling more water, you're doing breakfast, you're a coffee drinker, you're probably gonna end up needing more than 1 of these. For utensil, this is just a MSR spork, fold out spork. Folds up nice, pops out long enough it's not gonna get your fingers grimy in your mountain house meals. I just pack the 1 of those and make sure that you keep track of it. All that stuff actually just goes right inside the pot. Just easy to keep track of. Everything stores on the inside there. Hydration. I will pack a Platypus soft bottle. It's a 1 liter soft bottle. Rolls up when I don't use it. When I do use it, I'll fill that up with 1 liter of water that I use for cooking every night. So this is like my cook stash, so I don't have to worry about pouring water out of my water bladder. This is just basically for cooking every night, and I fill it up any chance that I get to. I also carry a water bladder. I've gone back and forth between bladders and like Nalgene bottles and those kinds of things. I'm back to using water bladders. I like the fact that I can get a drink anytime I need. It keeps me more hydrated. I feel better throughout the day if I'm continually drinking. So I am using a water bladder. This year I'm testing out a water bladder from Hydra Pack. It's a 3 liter water bladder. Really lightweight. Had pretty good luck with it so far this summer doing some scouting. I'm gonna stick with it for a little while. But yeah, it's just a simple bladder. I like the fact that it's, you know, long and narrow, fits in along the base of my pack really nice. As far as filters go, this is a LifeStraw Flex filter. It can be used a couple of different ways. It comes with a soft bottle that actually screws, this screws right into. You can fill the bottle up with water and then actually squeeze it out into a bladder. Or what I'm going to do for this hunt is I will actually cut my bladder hose and I will run my hose through this. So it actually come in this end, out this end, and I can actually just drink straight through it. The thing I like about these kind of filters is that I can run those directly in the hose, and when I get to a water source, especially I know where I'm going right now, I've got good running water, mostly clean running water. I can simply just unzip my water bladder, fill it up, zip it back up, pop it in my pack, and I'm on my way. I don't have to pump and do a lot of other, you know, a lot of other things. I do carry with me these little MSR Aqua tabs. I use those in conjunctions with the filter. If I've got good running water like I do most of the time here, I actually will often just use these because this will kill any kind of grime that's in the water that might make me sick. These are easy to use. You just pop them in and you're good to go. I always carry probably, you know, 10 to 15 of those with me at any given time. I haven't touched on kind of a medical kit. I don't carry a ton of stuff. I do carry some ibuprofen. I carry some Tylenol, like migraine. If you get a headache during the middle of the day, it's nice to have some migraine medication. I do carry some cold meds, just like you can probably hear in my voice right now. I've got a little bit of a cold that's been hanging on for a week or so. But I do carry some nighttime and some daytime cold meds just in case. I carry some anti-diarrheal. I also carry a suture kit. Heaven forbid I ever had to use that, but I do carry one just in case. It's just a suture needle and some thread. I carry some butterfly bandages, some quick clot. I do carry one nighttime Tylenol for every day that I'm going to be in the field, just to help me get to sleep at night. Doesn't tend to knock me out too bad if I have just one or even half of one, just helps me get to sleep. I usually divide those up into two different pouches, one for, you know, a 5-day trip. Finally, I guess a couple items I haven't touched on, my camera. The camera that I carry with me is just a Sony a6000, which is a relatively lightweight mirrorless camera. It's got good megapixels, takes a nice picture. I've had good luck with it. If it does have a downfall, it's the battery life is not the best on it. I have been able to use this in conjunction with like the solar panel from Power Traveler to keep it charged. Just a simple lens. You know, I try to take pictures as often as I can. It's great for field photos as well. So nice little handy camera for having in the field. These little possible pouches I've had for a bunch of years. These are just little Kafaru pullouts that I've had. All my possibles, all this gear is going to end up going in one of those two in an organized, you know, manner that I know that I can get to it quick and easy when I need it. Trekking pole. So this is not your traditional trekking pole. This is a Black Diamond Whippet. We just started carrying these in the gear shop. It's a carbon fiber trekking pole, lower section. It's got a couple of aluminum upper sections. The nice thing I like about this is it's got this little ice pick here at the end, little pick. Comes in handy if you're digging out a seep. You need to get some clear water to be able to pump from if you need to, or you need to dig up some rocks or dig out a little space to sleep on the side of a slope. That comes in extremely handy. Got a little wing there for doing some digging. The other thing I like about this trekking pole is that it's got a nice cane-like handle. I don't typically carry two trekking poles. I usually carry my bow in one hand just because I'm paranoid that if I do take a fall, you know, I can save my bow by throwing my hand and my bow in the air and not falling on it. So I always carry that bow in my left hand. This gives me that third point of contact with a nice cane-like grip. So I've had really good luck with that, using it the last couple weeks and really liked it. So that's the Black Diamond Whippet. Food. So when I pack for a trip, I pack by the day. So all my food for one day will go in a 1-gallon Ziploc bag. So I'm not a big breakfast eater, so typically I'll run with just a Pro Bar for breakfast in the morning. For a snack mid-afternoon, I'll typically carry these little Honey Stinger wafers. I'll carry a little That's It fruit bar. Not a ton of calories in this, but it is nice to have some fruit in your diet when you're out there. These are just simply compacted dried fruit. I think this one's mango and apple, so it has a full mango and a full apple in that little bar. For lunch, I usually pack, you know, smashed bagel or flatbread. I will pack dried salami. I'll pack sausage, like summer sausage slices, a couple of packets of sharp cheddar cheese, maybe a packet of butter. I like almonds, so you know, I think these are smoked almonds, just in a small snack size pouch. I also pack with me typically a couple of Lara bars. Just started using these this year. I know a lot of guys have been into these for a while, but for me, I'm maybe a little bit slow, but you know, a ton of calories. I mean, it's like 290 calories or 220 calories in that one for not a lot of weight. That's the pecan pie. They have a ton of different flavors. So I've been using these this last summer and really digging them. I like a hot meal at night. That's why I carry the stove. I'm not fully on board with the bar diet as of yet, like Brady. So, you know, I run a Mountain House every night for dinner, or this year I picked up some of these Peak Refuel dehydrated meals. The one draw for me on those, one, tried them out, they taste really good. Two, is that they require less water. So, you know, 10 ounces of water. They also have a little bit less sodium, which is kind of nice. It's good to break it up. So Mountain House Peak Refuel, one of those every night. Last thing I will touch on, my weapon. So this is my bow. It's a Matthews Halon X. I've been using it for, I think, about 3 years now. Had great luck with it. Love the way it holds and shoots. I use a Trophy Taker Smackdown Pro Rest. This year I'm using an Excel AccuTouch Pro with the AccuStat 5-pin head on the end. It's a 5-pin slider sight. These do come with the AccuClicks, which is kind of handy. You can actually slide those down and you'll actually feel those drop in for those extended ranges, 70, 80, 90, you know, should you need to use it. Stabilizers, Bee Stinger stabilizers. So this is a 15-inch front bar with 3 ounces of weight. Kind of been switching back and forth between a 12-inch and a 15-inch. I really like the way this 15-inch holds, but it does feel like, you know, a lot out front for a hunting bow. 12 or 10-inch back bar, 9 ounces of weight. So 3 in the front, 9 in the back. Had really good luck with this bow. I just love the way it holds and shoots. It's a heavy bow. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You know, quiver, bow, all the accessories, I'm pushing 10 pounds. It tends to bother other people more than it bothers me. It doesn't bother me that much. I actually really like the weight of the bow. When things are tense and I'm bearing down on an animal, my nerves are really firing. I actually enjoy having a heavy bow. I feel like it slows my motion down. Still shooting a hand release to hunt with. This is a Trueball HT Pro. So this is the brass edition of the HT, the hot tension they call it. Been hunting with it for a bunch of years. Haven't shot a trigger release for quite a while. Had a bad bout of target panic. Just completely switched away from trigger releases and just hunted and shot and practiced with a hinge for a long time now. I always carry one of these goHUNT bow slickers, which is nice to protect your string and your cams. A lot of the times when I'm carrying my bow and I'm busting brush and going through stuff, a lot of the time you're carrying, you know, string first, which I would never do if I didn't use this little goHUNT bow sling. Just a handy little lightweight sling that pops up and over your bow. Gonna keep your string and your cams free of any kind of dings or issues. One other piece of gear that always goes in my backpack are these Caribou game gear game bags. This is the Carnivore 3. I actually don't have any in here. Dropped them off at the butcher last week when I dropped an elk off. Picked those up when I head to Wyoming. I gotta get those washed. That's one of the great things about these game bags. They breathe extremely well, but they're also super easy to clean up. You just throw those in a washing machine with some cold water, regular soap. Man, those clean up slick. They're super lightweight, really strong. You know, I don't like dirty meat, and if you want to keep the meat nice and clean, these little Caribou game bags are handy. I won't pack the case. I'll just pack 4 game bags by themselves in my pack. Arrow setup. So Tight Spot 5 arrow quiver. Really like this quiver. Snaps on. I like the fact that you can take it on and off very quickly and easily. I carry this on the side of my pack quite a bit. So for arrows, I'm shooting the Gold Tip Platinum Pierce 300 spine arrows. Had really good luck with them. Straight, fly true, hit hard. You know, I'm still shooting 3-inch blazer vanes. I've monkeyed around with some other options, and for me, I'm still convinced that just the 3-inch blazer vanes, you know, fly true and as good as anything for me. For broadheads, I'm shooting 100 grain QAD Exodus heads. This is another one of those items or products or pieces of gear that I just love, man. I've had such good luck with these things. They fly really well, you know, penetrate awesome, good blood trails. So I already killed a spike this year a week ago with one of these setups. Had great luck with it last year in New Mexico, so I'm gonna stick with these QAD Exodus broadheads. Finished arrow weight, I'm lighter than a lot of people. Seems like there's this movement towards a more heavy arrow. Finished arrow weight on these, I'm probably about 443, 445 grains, I think. You know, I'm shooting a 30-inch bow at, you know, just over 70 pounds. You know, I haven't had any issues with penetration. Had good luck with these, so I'm gonna run with it and stick with it. Last thing I guess I'll touch on, then I'll be done, is calls. So, I would not proclaim to be a great caller. I'm getting better, been doing a bunch of practice this summer. I finally felt like I found a mouth reed that works really well for me. And I've been doing a bunch of practicing with it, and I actually really like it. But this is this Rocky Mountain Game Calls Black Magic reed. I also have a Reaper one, which is similar. It's got the same gold plate. Seems like for me, these reeds are awesome. They're easy to use for a reed. I've got an amp gray. I've got a couple others that I'll throw in my harness. I'm a binocular harness. I do carry a couple of external calls as well. Again, just an external mouth reed from Rocky Mountain Game Calls. This is a Phelps EZ-ESTRUS. Used it a bunch last year in New Mexico, had great luck with it. If you're having trouble, you know, producing a sound with a reed, these are always like an old standby that you can go to. And then for a bugle, I haven't always carried a bugle. I guess this year I'm going to. This is the Rocky Mountain Game Calls. This is the Pursue the Wild, the Christy Titus version of a bugle. I like the size of it. It's not as big and long and bulky as some of the other options. Sounds really good. Been playing around with it a little bit this summer, and I think I'm gonna like it. So that's probably it. That's the full list, full rundown of all my equipment. So we get ready to leave here in just over a week. I'm super excited about this hunt here in Wyoming this year. I just got a vibe about it. It's gonna go really well. You know, I think Brady's gonna get his first elk with a bow, which I'm excited about. If you have any questions, feel free to drop those in the comment section below. I'll be happy to get back to you and answer those questions. If you like this type of stuff, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We appreciate all the feedback that you guys have given us. And, you know, I mean, lastly, I guess, just good luck this year. You know, good luck. Let us know how you do.